With me today is Dr. Carl Zhang, and he is a assistant professor of computer information systems. And so, thank you for being here today with us.
Thank you.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what motivated you to get your PhD and become a professor?
The first reason is that the education changed my life. I sincerely wish I could do something with my knowledge to make difference in students' lives. Meanwhile, I really enjoy the work environment on campus and work with the creative people from different fields and learn new things from them.
Nice. Do you mind telling us a little bit about what allowed education to change your life? Can you talk about that a little bit more? And if you don't want to, that's fine too.
Uh, for the change, actually, I grew up from a very small city, and because of the education, so I can join the university to pursue my undergraduate grade to learn about like the CIS technology, and then I would like to have a further study. So I applied the graduate. I applied the graduate program and go abroad to pursue my graduate study. And because I would like to be a professor at university, so I finally pursued my PhD program. And then, so with a good, and luckily I finally find the position at a university.
Nice. And where'd you get your PhD at?
I graduated from the George Washington University.
Okay. And what made you choose the line of education that you chose? Why'd you choose CIS, CS, and whatnot?
I was curious about computer programming and would like to understand the roles of information technology in business. And CIS allows me to have an opportunity to learn how to connect machines with people and to build efficient systems to facilitate our daily lives.
Nice. And so you could have also said that CIS is really close to marketing, and that's clearly why anybody would want to do that, right? So, based on your own experiences, do you have any thoughts or advice for WT students as a whole? Like, how can they be successful? How could they be successful in the career path that you've taken? Anything like that?
For students, my first suggestion would be try to explore different fields and find the one that you are really interested in and you would like to pursue a career in. And the second suggestion would be don't be afraid of making mistakes when learning new knowledge. Ask for help if you need it, and teachers are always willing to help you.
Yeah, nice. And I find that's one of the most beneficial things about WT as a whole is that uh, the faculty are here to help you, and so you're easy to find. I mean, you're right down the hall, so students can just pop in. I think I've seen students pop into your office from time to time, so that's one of our benefits here that we have. So, yeah, I completely agree. So, when you're teaching class, and this could be maybe with new students, maybe with your current students, but what's something that students are surprised to learn about CIS in general, like that? Huh, I didn't know about that. What's that for the majority of students?
I think the cybersecurity and the social engineering,
Okay.
these are the very popular topics in CIS, but our student didn't have sufficient exposure to this area. So I introduced some aspects of cybersecurity in my programming class, and I tell my students humans are the weakest link in information system, and by crawling your information from your company website, from your social media, attackers can easily create phishing email based on your working environment, based on your interests. So even faster with the AI tools.
Mhm. And so you somewhat touched on it there, but you mentioned social engineering. Can you just give us a very short one sentence? What does that mean conceptually?
Social engineering means the attackers, they can design the target email or medias to attract the people's attention and to let students to share their secret information, like your credit card information, right? And some very sensitive, like that.
That makes sense. I mean, I have given my credit card out to some people, but they promised me a lot of money in return, so it's probably not that big of a deal, right?
Yes.
So, perfect. I should have mentioned this at the very beginning, but we have you here today because you are our Teaching Excellence Award winner. And so, let's talk about that in the classroom and let's talk about your teaching just a little bit. So, what is your favorite class to teach?
Actually, I enjoyed all my classes I teach. from the entry-level coding class for fresh student to advanced coding class for seniors. I also teach a coding class for MBA students. So if I had to choose one, I would probably prefer the advanced coding class because I can share the cutting-edge technologies with our students. For example, I can explain how to integrate the AI tools, AI technologies in the information system development. And I really enjoy seeing students learn and grow in my class, applying what they learned from the class to build something impactful.
Okay. And so you touched on these couple things, so I'm just going to dig a little bit into them. How will coding and AI kind of cohabitate in the future? Like, what is the future of those two things together? Are they going to like build on one another? Do they always work in tandem? Can you give me a little bit on just that conceptually?
Okay, so I will briefly explain that, but maybe not the correct one. The AI tools actually is based on the mathematical theories. We have these kind of theories. We build a theory system, then we use a specific programming language to implement that to build a specific tool. And for other developers or our students, they can integrate these tools into the software development directly. So they didn't have to build these tools start from beginning, from the scratch. They just connect them, use the code, and submit their request, like your photo, to the AI tool. AI tool can identify like the objects in this picture, right? So try to use this tool directly in the software development for our CIS student.
Okay, so this is why my captchas are getting better because of this?
Yeah.
So, with the concept of classroom again, is there anything, you're in a department that has a lot of really good faculty when it comes to teaching, so is there anything that you do uniquely that makes you stand out from them? Like something that people would recognize, oh, that's clearly a Carl thing to do.
Okay. In my view, the computer programming is a really hands-on exercise. So I try to ensure prepare enough time for my students in the classroom to try things out. And when I introduce a new topic, I will demonstrate the code on my side, and then ask a student repeat on their side. And once students have a basic understanding of the new concept, then I will prepare the coding exercise and let them do by them own selves. And during this process, I will work around in the classroom, review each student code, ensure they are on the right track. And if I notice someone is struggling, I can provide the help immediately. And if I notice several students have the same issue, then I will explain these questions to all the students in the class to ensure everyone can understand and everyone can know how to solve this kind of problem in the future. And meanwhile, I think replying to students' email promptly is also essential because sometimes coding can be frustrating. Missing symbol in your code can keep causing errors and get you stuck hours for hours. I told my students if they could not solve a problem within 30 minutes, let them contact me. And if needed, I can also set up the Zoom meeting with them and help them remotely.
Nice. If you ever need assistance, I can help too. I always use delete system 32, and that usually fixes all my problems.
Whoa, cool.
So, you've been teaching for a little bit and you're kind of getting a feel. Is there anything that you do that helps you kind of perfect your style? Like you're always working, you're always growing and learning and whatnot, but is there anything that you do consistently? It's like kind of a secret sauce, if you will, like the way you prepare or whatever.
Actually, as a new faculty at WT, I learned tons of teaching skills from my senior faculty colleagues. They guide me on how to prepare technical classes and help me to review my classes to improve my teaching. Also, I participate in the professional training, such as our COB new faculty mentorship meetings, and also like the AQ online teaching training served by our university. And I think the most important is the student feedback, especially the course evaluation at the end of the semester. So based on the student feedback, I can review and say what I did well and what I should be, what I did well and what should be improved in the future.
Nice. Is there one you can think of that was like a really good comment that a student gave you or anything like that? Or is there one that sticks out that you can think of?
Uh, there are many good reviews, but also have some very positive suggestions. And I'm very happy when I see students, oh, I learned a lot from your class, and you give me the confidence in learning technologies. And of course, when I see student some suggestions of improvements, I definitely carefully think about the content I teach in the class and find maybe what should I do in the future, and carefully think about the improvement.
Yeah. I only remember the bad ones. That's why. So, you said you taught a lot of technical courses and whatnot. And you kind of went over the structure of when you're helping students, you look to see what people are doing at the instant and seeing if there's a common thread so you can go back and teach in a different way if they're not getting it. But is there any other secret to teaching a technical course? Because technical courses are just inherently different to teach. So is there any other thing that makes technical courses easier for you to teach, if that statement made sense?
To simplify the technical class, I often break the complex concept into several topics and try to use the simple words and real-life examples to explain that. Additionally, I think the most important step is to help students build confidence in technical classes. I often tell my students learning computer programming is challenging in the first class at the beginning of the semester and let them be mentally prepared. I also share my struggles when I took technical classes. You know, I almost failed my first programming class at university. So as long as students, they have great passions and patience for learning programming, and they would like to take time to do practice, they can become good programmer. I still remember an MBA student emailed me and said she never believed she could learn coding, but she did that in my class.
Oh, I love that. Those are my favorite emails. You'll be having a rough day, and when those come across, it just makes everything better. So I love those types of moments. So you somewhat talked about it just then, but how do you connect with and motivate students?
I try to make my technical class more practical and let students know how to use the knowledge they learn from the class to solve real problem. For example, in my entry-level class, I demonstrate how to write a program to simulate the login process in business application. In advanced coding class, I encourage students to design an information system to help apartment to manage the resident packages. So once students they know how to use the skills learned from class in a real business scenario, they will have the motivation to learn and explore more.
Nice. I like that. And so we talked a little bit about teaching. Let's kind of move on to some more personal to get a kind of feel for you. So can you tell us a little bit about your family?
My wife and I, we are living in Amarillo.
Okay.
My wife is a software engineer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she gives me lots of suggestions on my teaching and make my technical class more practical. And we also have a very cute pet bird, and he likes standing on my shoulder when I'm working on the computer.
I love everything about that. What kind of bird?
Parrot.
Nice. And so are parrots one of the birds? I don't know a lot about birds, but are they the ones that like repeat back and like can you teach it language and stuff like that?
Yes, yes.
What's the bird's favorite phrase?
Actually, it's not good at talking. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
repeat short music
Mhm.
clips. And when I'm listening to music, he'll stand on the shoulder or will stand on my tables here, listen, and then try to repeat, but only with one tone. Back, 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 something like this.
Nice. I like that. That sounds like a beatboxing parrot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's cool. And what are some of your hobbies? What do you do outside of work?
I like cooking.
Nice.
And I learned cooking from my mother when I was young. And the first food I learned is fried egg. Simple but delicious. I tried baking but failed. But that's okay. Maybe my talent is elsewhere.
So you, when you cook, what's your favorite dish?
Asian.
Okay.
Some Asian dishes.
What's your like if I were to come over and you were to like your go-to food? What's a food you can just cook in your sleep that's gonna be good?
I think kung pao chicken.
Kung pao chicken, rock
Yeah.
on. Nice. Do you use a wok or do you use just a regular pan?
The regular pan.
Okay, I love cooking with a wok. It's one of my favorite things. I have like I think 3 or 4 now. I just adore them because they're so easy to cook in it, right?
Yes.
Because you can put everything to the side and you can still cook through it. I don't know why this isn't a cooking channel, so we should probably get back on track. And so, is there anybody in your life that has had a huge impact on you, and kind of what was that impact, and who were they? Like, kind of give us that background.
My uncle.
Okay.
My uncle has had a great positive impact on my life. He's the first generation college student in our big family.
Nice.
And he started very hard and became an English teacher when he was 20 years old. He can speak several foreign languages and has traveled all over the world. And my uncle emphasizes the significance of education, and he always encouraged me to pursue my dream, go abroad, and look at the world in a wider perspective. And he's the person who changed my life.
That's awesome. Well, I really like that as to be an ending, but we'll ask one more question, and maybe we'll use this as the ending. I'm not sure. What is your best piece of advice? Not necessarily for students, but what is your mantra, your life lesson? What's the big piece of advice you can give our viewers?
Okay. The best pieces of advice would be to have a growth mindset. Don't refuse to learn new things, and having an open mind about new technologies, try to understand them and adapt them in your fields. So having a growth mindset can help you get through challenges when you face them in your working environment or in school.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and congratulations again on being our Teaching Excellence winner for 2023.
Thank you so much.
Rock on.